So this bundle of baby-hating joy is let back out on the street. Since she broke the bones of those kids, why don't we do the same thing to her and actually break her? Erin Stratman, I heard about this lady a long time ago, and if there is one person that we all can agree needs to be behind bars, it's her. There's a lot of things in this world that we can all disagree on. Marvel versus DC, anime versus manga, Android or Apple, 51st state or 11th province. Erin Stratman behind bars should not be one of those things that's up for discussion. Her face was virtually plastered everywhere. Listen to this. She's 26 years old and she's been charged with the one incident so far. Lawyers say there's an ongoing local and state investigation in connection with more than half a dozen babies who suffered fractures during the span of more than 1 year. These kids that were in the neonatal intensive care unit, what she was doing was she was breaking the bones of little babies.
They want her under the jail.
Somebody's got to be held accountable.
This NICU nurse in Virginia accused of the unthinkable, going on a spree, breaking babies' bones on purpose.
I got to do something.
Hospital staff told his dad that one of his twins had a broken leg.
It was pain. That was their first emotion.
And it allegedly happened to over a half dozen babies at the same hospital, all of them with one similar trait.
I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates.
The level of betrayal.
Because on August 25th, 2023, Dominique Hackey and his wife, they were already going through it. Their twins were 2.5 months premature. One twin, baby Micah, was having breathing issues. However, his brother, baby Noah, thankfully was born completely healthy. But about a week into their NICU stay, his wife got a heads up.
The nurse told her she wasn't allowed to hold Noah.
Why is that? Did they notice something was wrong?
So at that point, we didn't know. They just said, it's up to the nurse's discretion whether, you can hold the baby because he was so small. He was 3 pounds.
The very next day, another red flag.
So September 3rd, we both go into the hospital, nurses swallowing Noah, and just kind of like looks back over her shoulder, just kind of like that, and was like, hey, just wanted to let you know, I noticed his foot was discolored. He's not moving it like the right foot. So we went and got some x-rays, determined that he had a fracture. Do you want to hold him? And I said, no.
What? And make no mistake, this girl even had a pattern as to how she was choosing some of her victims that were all babies.
He learned that all of the newborn victims were boys with a range of injuries from forearm fractures, broken ribs, knees, and tibia bones. One child victim had 12 fractures.
Their first emotion was pain. And that haunts me. I'm not going to stop until Henrico Hospital is held accountable for that, because it's too much.
So Dominique Hackey, the same father that you just saw a second ago, his wife had given birth to twin boys. In my opinion, he has every right to be upset because it took the hospital about 19 days of these kids having a broken tibia for them to even report properly that there was something wrong with the kids to him. This is one of the aspects that people hate about the politics that happens in hospitals, because you know that they're trying to save face. And the part that I think would upset any parent was he said, I was confused and heartbroken. I'm a first-time parent. I have no background in the medical field. You're telling me my baby has a fracture. How did it happen? They had been scanned before, and they'd have said something if anything had popped up. You're telling me that these premature children, just born, they're scanned, nothing's wrong with them. You come back a few days or a few weeks later, and then all of a sudden there's breaks on both of their bodies? You serious? So as you saw in the video, it didn't happen with just one kid. This happened with multiple children. She just couldn't help herself. And then you hear all that information, and this is the part that you just cannot make this type of stuff up. When she stood in front of the judge, her bond is set at $25,000. There are guys that have done way less that have gotten more.
I wonder.
Now, the reason they're giving is they said she didn't pose a flight risk or seem to be a danger to herself. Naturally, you know this pissed off the family.
It was pain. That was their first emotion.
This guy's bond was set at $500,000 for aggravated robbery. Now, while no one's excusing it, you see the difference. Or what about Andrea Walker? He got a bond of $30,000 for stealing fishing equipment. Why are you stealing fishing equipment?
Families in Virginia are outraged after a nurse charged with abusing premature babies has been given a bond of $25,000 that she posted. Erin Stratman, this is the defendant right here, is accused of breaking the bones of NICU babies that she was caring for. This lady suspected of harming at least 7 infants between 2023 and 2024. She was even caught on camera. But a judge gave her bond after a mental health evaluation. How does that work out? WTVR's Elizabeth Holmes has more.
25-year-old Erin Stratman is facing charges for malicious wounding and child abuse. She was granted a $25,000 bond, but she must meet several criteria.
Some of which include wearing a GPS monitor and staying at her parents' house. A judge also said she cannot provide medical services as a healthcare professional.
Well, I sure fucking hope so.
Or be in the presence of minors or vulnerable adults. The judge granted Stratman bond after she underwent a mental health evaluation. The results of that evaluation were sealed after they were presented in court. Stratman's attorney said they were pleased with the judge's decision to grant bond, but prosecutors objected to any conditions of release based on the nature of the case.
That we believed that the actions were so egregious and the strength of the Commonwealth's case is so strong that we did not believe that there are any conditions to ensure safety to herself or safety to others. The court, of course, is our neutral arbitrator and has the law, and he was very purposeful in going through the factors. And so we do, we understand.
Right now, Stratman only faces charges related to the possible harm of one infant. Dominique Hackey, who says his infant son was injured at Henrico Doctors Hospital in 2023, said he and others are disappointed.
I think we share the same feeling of anger. This is something that we were prepared for, but obviously we didn't expect. We definitely don't feel like Richmond is safer with her out on the streets, even though that she has the conditions of her bond.
Commonwealth's attorney Shannon Taylor said prosecutors will continue to investigate this case, and they have a plan should Stratman face additional charges while out on bond. Elizabeth Holmes.
Yes, I understand the GPS monitor and all that. I agree with the first statement. She needs to be under the jail. You are actually going out of your way to harm the most vulnerable at the most vulnerable stage in life. This, from a judge's point, is what I call a little too relaxed with the law. She had her day in court. Now throw her into jail. Whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you again on the next one. Be easy, y'all.